braving the weather this morning and the traffic coming out. I'm sure we'll probably have a flood of people come in 5 minutes after we start. But we're going to go ahead and kick it off. My name is Tim Freeman. I'm one of the organizers here at 1 Million Cups in Little Rock. Again, thanks everybody for coming out. A little background on 1 Million Cups. If this is your first time here, show of hands if this is your first time here. You saw a couple new faces back there. So 1 Million Cups is an initiative of the Kauffman Foundation, and it was founded 3 or 4 years ago on the idea that if we could share 1 million cups of coffee in our local communities, we could go a long way toward driving economic development and supporting entrepreneurship and startup creation. And so every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, we gather here at the Venture Center in that, what's the word I'm looking for, Jessica? To that end. So thank you guys for being here. Of course, as the name suggests, we have free coffee over on the other side. If you haven't had some yet and you'd like to get some, grab some. And we have empty seats up front. If anybody wants to come down and join us, front row seats, you can okay, yeah, here we come. All right, more people showing up. Awesome. Cool. So this morning, pleasure to introduce Nick Pinka from Make It Easy Autos. Nick is all the way down from Springfield, Missouri. Founded his company in 2012, and he's here to tell us about what Make Easy Auto does. So everyone give him a very warm welcome.
Thanks. So good morning. Good morning. Like he said, my name is Nick Pinka. I am from Springfield, Missouri. I'm actually an Arkansas boy. Grew up in Northwest Arkansas. Anyone know where Bergman, Arkansas is? One. I'm surprised, actually. Graduated from John Brown University in 1990-something, 95. I want to tell you a little bit about Make It Easy Autos. A famous American, Tommy Hilfiger, once said that the road to success is not easy to navigate, but through hard work, drive, and passion, it is possible to achieve the American dream. In order for me to show you Make It Easy Autos' road to success, I first want to show you our mission. Make It Easy Autos' mission is to be the world's easiest website for buying and selling vehicles. We built our platform on one simple principle. To bring real value to the auto shopper, we must first bring real value to the auto dealer. So let's go back down the hill and let's see how we are going to achieve our mission. On average, consumers visit 8.8 auto websites before they step foot in a dealership. The main reason for this is inventory. Consumers want to make sure that the vehicle they are going to test drive is the perfect one for them at the lowest price. I think we could all relate to this. May 9th, 1950, Sam Walton opened Walton's 5 & Dime in Bentonville, Arkansas. Sam believed that if he stocked his shelves with a wide variety of product or inventory, consumers would shop at his store over bigger stores like Sears and JCPenney's. Yet, in a world where inventory is king, today's dealerships do not have enough inventory to satisfy today's auto shopper. The same success that Sam built in the retail world has not been duplicated in the auto industry. There are over 18,000 new car dealers and 127,000 used car dealers in the U.S. On average, new car dealers have about 500 vehicles, and used car dealers have about 26 vehicles. Obviously, single dealerships do not have enough inventory to satisfy today's auto shopper. Now, the business model of lead-generating third-party auto websites keeps them from getting the inventory that is needed to dominate the market as well. With this business model, dealers have to pay in advance for leads. The return on investments that dealers get when partnering with these websites makes it almost impossible for a lot of dealers to join. Like Make It Easy Autos, TrueCar.com is a performance-based auto website, which means we do not get paid until we sell a vehicle for a dealer. But unlike Make It Easy Autos, TrueCar.com's advertising campaign creates unnecessary competition with the very dealers they are partnering with. And because of this, dealers all across the country are refusing to partner with TrueCar. Third-party auto websites do not have to be competition with auto dealers. Like I said, we built our platform on one simple principle. To bring real value to the auto shopper, we must first bring real value to the auto dealer. We do this through inventory. Make It Easy Auto started in Springfield, Missouri, and now we're growing across the country. I'll show you in a minute how many dealer partners we have already. Let's take a look real quick at the benefits to dealers for joining Make It Easy Autos. There's a low barrier of entry. After a one-time sign-up fee, dealers never pay until we sell a vehicle for them. There's no risk to the dealers. We create exclusive relationships between the consumer and the dealer. We never sell leads. There's no need for us to connect to a dealer CRM. Our backend system can track a customer through the buying process. Dealers get true quality buyers, not just watered down leads. There's free advertisement every month, free leads along with guaranteed sales. Dealers can communicate freely with our customers as they shop online. There's a great return on investment for dealers. The national PVR, which is a per vehicle retail, is $619. This means that dealers pay on average $619 to sell their own vehicles. We charge $375 for a sale, and that is after providing all of these benefits to a dealer. We raise the dealer's F&I insurance and revenue stream, and we also have inventory management to provide dealers who don't have one. Here are some of the benefits to the consumers for shopping on Make It Easy Autos. They easily find vehicles they can afford. Within 2 clicks, customers are looking at vehicles that fit within their budget. Within the next year, we will have 6 million vehicles on the website, which is more vehicles than any other auto website. And we've had a system called our PIP system, our Personal Information Protection System. This is a way for a consumer to shop without worrying that their private information will be shared with auto dealers. So if a consumer is worried that a dealer is going to call them unwantedly or send them emails, they can use our system to protect themselves in the system. We obviously have to have benefits to us and our investors. The ability to sign up every auto dealer gives us a marketing edge over our competition and a great reason for consumers to never leave our website. The ability for consumers to easily find a vehicle that fits within their budget gives us another marketing edge over our competition. We have great profit margins, and our state royalty investment program gives us an investor a path to a direct return on investment. And there's no limit to our growth potential. Let's look at our growth potential. We started in Springfield, Missouri with 20 auto dealers, and today we are receiving inventory from over 20,000 auto dealers in Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Yet we still have a lot of room to grow, especially here in the Little Rock area. Our fastest way to grow is through our state royalty investment program, which I'll explain in a minute. Here are the steps to success. We need to hire sales staff across the country to quickly sign up auto dealers. We need to provide a few more features to the website to make it easy for consumers to find a vehicle they are looking for. And we need to introduce our state royalty investment program to investors across the country. Make It Easy Auto State Royalty Investment Program is a way for local venture capitalists to invest in Make It Easy Autos. Each investment will be used to hire a marketing sales staff in that state. The new employees will be used to sign up auto dealers. And the investor will receive $375 for every dealer partnership until their investment is returned, along with a 10% profit margin. And then after that, we will give them a 2.5% equity in the business going forward across the country. So that is Make It Easy Autos in 6 minutes. Our mission is to be the world's easiest website for buying and selling vehicles, and this is how we're going to achieve this mission. I can answer any questions you have about us. I'll show you my team right now. This is just a little bit about us. I'll leave it up here for a second as you ask questions. So any questions you have, I'll be happy to answer. Yes, sir.
Are dealers maintaining their own website in addition to yours?
No, dealers have what are called aggregates. They're companies that they've hired. And we're an aggregate too for a dealer that doesn't have one. But they're companies that do this already, that take their VIN numbers and decode them and then push them to the web, push them to AutoTrader, Cars.com. If they're smaller dealers and they don't have that service, then we provide that service if they partner with us. Does that answer your question? Yes, sir?
So you have one slide up there that said guaranteed sale. So you had a slide that said guaranteed sales.
Right.
So explain that. How can you guarantee sales?
Because we track the consumer. Let's say Sally Smith comes to the website and she wants to talk to the dealer or communicate with the dealer. She has 2 choices. Number one, she can go straight to the dealer's website. If she's okay with going to the dealer and looking at the information, we send them right to what's called a VDP page of that dealer. Or she can use our system to go through the process, and we track her through the process. That's our system that allows us to do that. So we know when Sally Smith goes to the dealership, we know if she buys, when she buys, and that guarantees the sale from our perspective. So if she buys, we get paid. If she doesn't buy, we do not get paid. As the reverse is, dealers pay a certain flat fee per month. Let's say it's $8,000, $10,000 for Auto Trader or Cars.com. And whatever they get out of those leads, they have to convert to sales. And some months it's good, some months it's bad. On average, it's about $619. That's where we got that number. So that's kind of how we do it. It's our sort of our system that tracks them. Is that good? You don't know if we can?
Well, I still don't see the word guaranteed sale applying to the business model.
Well, I mean, in order for me to get paid, the dealer and I communicate about Sally and about what she bought and how she bought it. So they know, they have a back-end system called a CRM. So all information coming from all of their different sources go to this source, and they know where the lead came from, where the person came from. I could actually take it a step further and say, I know that my lead came here, and I know that she bought this vehicle. And that's when I invoice them. So that's the guaranteed part of it. Yes, sir.
What size of investment is going to get 2.5% of the equity?
Well, it depends on the size of the state. We're looking at about $150,000 for Arkansas. $150,000 will allow us to hire 5 salespeople in the major markets across the state to quickly sign up dealers.
Is there a limit to the number of states that you're planning to
No.
work with? Well, then how does that work? Because if 50 states do 2.5% each, then there's no company left.
Well, I mean, it depends on how big we get, how fast we get.
Okay.
I mean, my growth model is to start in the Midwest. So I'm going to Arkansas, Texas, just around this area. And then once we start hiring enough people, then we'll have enough money to pay for the states going past that. So maybe I'm looking at the next, 5 to 10 states, depending on how quick we can sign up dealers. So I guess I understand what your question is now. I don't plan on doing it when I get big enough. Right now, I can hire sales staff, but it's mainly commission based. And it's hard to do that for good salespeople in the state. I mean, they want a base and they want benefits and all that stuff. I do have a business plan and stuff to show if someone's interested in more details about us. Yes, sir.
What do you think is your biggest roadblock standing in your way?
Our biggest what?
Roadblock and standing in the way of your getting to where you want to go. Is it just building that sales model, or is it being able to deliver on your brand promise? My biggest issue, and one of the things that I say at the end when you ask me how you guys can help, is just introductions to dealers. Dealers get called on all the time. I mean, every day, all the time. There's constantly having salespeople call on them. So they've built up pretty big roadblocks to keep people like me out. And so I have to work through their system. Every one of them are a little bit different, but I have to take the time to prove myself to a dealer to be able to get through. So the hardest part for me right now is just getting to the dealer to be able to show them what we do. Once I do that, it's it's about 80-85% closing rates because of what we can offer for them. So that's the biggest roadblock from a sales perspective. From a growth perspective, it would be how quick we can hire a sales staff across the country, and that's sort of our biggest one. Is the sales plan that you're just going to have these salespeople that will do all the lead generation and actually close the deal, or what's the kind of mechanism?
The plan is for them to start with dealer acquisition and then use them for local marketing as far as getting rates, getting price structures for marketing in that area. We usually have to get around 10 to 15, depending on how big they are, 20 dealers in an area before we start buying ads in that area. So what we do to dealers is we tell them we'll give them 2 years of free sales, 2 years of free service, so that we could prove ourselves to you. And in that time, we have the ability then to start building up our marketing plan in that area. And our local marketing salesperson would be, the perfect background for one of our salespeople would be marketing, if they have a background in some sort of marketing sales or something and know that. But they don't have to. So I own our own marketing company that we buy advertising for in the different markets that we're in. We don't have any that we bought down here yet because we don't have the dealer signups.
I have a question, Nick.
One second.
Yeah, first I was going to tell you you did a great job of skirting SEC law with with the way you presented your investment model. So you were close. but make an ask here. But so at what I'm understanding is a $375 revenue figure for you per car.
Yeah.
You know, that seems like a pretty low number to be able to scale this business out. Can you talk a little bit about what the market is and what your, what you see as your, your scale on this?
Well, okay, $375 per sale is one of our revenue streams. Eventually it will be the biggest. TrueCar.com, who I mentioned, started in San Francisco a couple years ago, and they've got investments big enough to buy nationally. Do you guys see TrueCar.com ads down here? So they charge the dealer $350 per sale. There's a few services that we provide to dealers that give us a little bit extra there, but it's just one of the revenue streams that we have. There's revenue streams for the marketing on the website for manufacturers and for auto dealers. There are other revenue streams that we have to be able to grow potentially. Grow exponentially across the country. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, but from a standpoint of TrueCar being out of San Francisco, somebody knocks on the door with about $10 million in their pocket, likely once a week. And I'm assuming they're very well funded at this point.
They received $350 million about a year and a half ago to be able to start marketing across the country.
And most of the money is marketing, and in your case also in sales. Do they have the same sales-driven model that you do?
Yes, they are the only one that has the same sales-driven model that we have. Well, it's called a performance-based, meaning we have to perform for you to be able to get paid. And so what eventually it leads to more inventory. So let me give you how it sort of started, just if I can, real quick. There were sort of three things happened at the same time. I was a sales marketing person at a TV station in Springfield, and I kept calling on dealers, especially smaller dealers. And these dealers kept telling me, I can't afford AutoTrade, I can't afford Cars.com, my return is bad, and people are leaving my town to buy the vehicle I have at Springfield or Kansas City or St. Louis because they found it online, and I can't afford it. And so dealers told me if I could pay after the sale, man, I would be in it. And then at the same time, my son was turning 15, 16 in Missouri, looking for a car, and we said, well, we know what we can afford. His budget was here, right? Ours was here. And we said, if there was a website that said we could put in $250 a month and show all the vehicles that fit within that range, it would give us ability to easy find a vehicle. So those kind of things came together. Our real ability to grow is eventually to have every dealer partner, so that when a consumer comes to the website and they're looking for a specific vehicle or looking at one they can afford, they never feel like they have to go somewhere else to find a different one because it's not there. If you go to AutoTrade or Cars.com, you basically see the same vehicles because it's the same bigger dealers who can afford those products, and they're the sort of match. And so consumers jump to local websites, to other stuff like that. We eventually want enough inventory that consumers feel like they see almost everything available, including individual sales from consumers who are trying to sell their own vehicle eventually.
And that price point, that you're alluding to on the website, I'm assuming the different dealers handle that, differently. A $250 a month payment at one dealer is not necessarily equal to a $250 a month.
$350?
Yeah, $350. No, the actual car payment. So,
okay. So how do we come to the numbers of if it fits within your budget? We take today's average interest rate and we use the factors of, 60 months, 72 months, 48 months, based on an average credit rating. And when you go to the website, you can put in your credit rating, and you configure your credit rating to be able to see where you fit. And if you want to put in a down payment or a trade-in, which we configure trade-in value, it adjusts the prices as well. So we're looking at a range. Let's say you put in $350, you're looking at like $310 to $375 range. And then as you change the information on the website, it adjusts what cars fall within your range. So the only issues we've ever had were consumers who were looking for, let's say, $150 a month range. So they have bad credit or something like that, and they end up finding a vehicle at a really small dealership that doesn't have credit services like the bigger dealerships. That's the only time that we've had someone not be able to get a vehicle that they want, because the dealer, that's the size of the dealer, wasn't able to give them their credit, a vehicle based on their credit. Any other question,
Nick?
Yes, sir.
So is the equity in the company currently spread across the partners, or do you have any other outside investors currently?
No, I just have me and another partner, and he was one of the original that started with me. I don't have any other investors in the business. Within the last 6 months, we were able to do the things that it took to add this inventory that I was talking about. And so for the first time, I'm really active at going out and showing the website. When we first started, we started advertising, and what we found is that we got the consumer to the website because of our unique marketing pitch, but we lost them because we didn't have enough vehicles. So I changed my philosophy a little bit to slow up on my marketing and use that time to sign up dealers, because I need the inventory before I need the consumer. I can offer more to a dealer at the front than I can a consumer at the end for not having the perfect vehicle for them. So now that we have that inventory, then I'm ready to start finding and growing the business across the country.
Any other questions? We're good?
How many dealers do you have signed up?
Huh?
How many dealers do you have signed up?
We have 150 contracts, right? We have inventory from 20,000. We partnered with a company that takes VDP images, VDP scrapes across the country. They have 6 million vehicles, and that's part of our partnership that we can help us grow. So I have enough inventory for the consumer to see all the vehicles, but I need the agreement from the dealers to be able to then get paid when I send them a vehicle, a sale. So right now we have 150, and we have about 20,000 within just these 4 states to be able to target. And then that's about 90% of new car dealers and about 35 to 40% of used car dealers. So there's still a big market outside of those that we have to be able to partner that aren't on the website right now. Yes, sir.
So you want 5 sales reps. One, how are they going to be paid? Because that breaks out to $25,000 a year, which is not a lot for beating the bushes on your own dime. And 2, why not just do telemarketing to call dealers, because you could dial the miles really fast?
Well, dealers, like I said, dealers have every roadblock that they can put up to keep you from getting in. I wasn't going to tell a story, but because you asked the question, I will. Before I came down here, what was your first? Oh yeah, the money part of it. Let me answer that first. Our sales model that we have, a sales staff in Springfield, Joplin, Kansas City, St. Louis area, gets $300 commission for every sale, and they get the base pay that I was talking about. Plus, our partnership with this company called 360 VinSpin is an aggregate company that provides aggregation inventory for dealers. And we, as our salespeople sell Make It Easy Autos, we also sell 360 VinSpin, which is a monthly. They get 30% of that every month from the dealers that they sign up. So we have other products to sell. Our sales staff to sell to dealers as we meet with them, especially smaller dealers who don't have those aggregates. I don't know if you heard of Dealer.com. Dealer.com is a national aggregate company that provides this inventory management. And we have the ability to do that to smaller dealers as well, so they could push their inventory. What was your second question? Oh yeah, why don't I use, because it doesn't work. We hired a phone sales rep company type to be able to make these, what they say now in the politics is robocalls, but these calls to dealers, and we never got to the decision maker. I mean, it's just once I get to the decision maker, things go pretty easy, but up until that point, they have ways of blocking you. Yes, sir?
So dealers in our business, we sell to school superintendents. And we have a very similar problem that when they see it, they really love it, but when it's hard to get in front of them.
Yes.
There's so many roadblocks, and we have all in-house people that are doing that sales development. That's been really successful for us. And so now we have 6 people who are on the phone for 8 hours a day, calling 60 different schools every single day.
Right.
And just that kind of brute force tactic has worked really well for us in just getting into the door, keeping a consistent cadence.
Right. It's consistency. You have to keep you have to make you almost have to earn their time to get when you get to a dealer. And once you do, then they're great. But I'll give you an example. I emailed some dealers as I was coming down here, telling them I was going to present today. I was going to be in town. I set up a couple meetings, and one particular dealer in the area sent me back. I mean, it was the meanest letter I've ever seen. I mean, told me to shoot myself in the face and jump off a cliff. It was rough. So he says he gets too many people call him, too many emails, and he's tired of it, and I must have pushed him over the edge. So that's kind of, sometimes you run into that. But I guarantee you, if someone from this meeting knew him and said, hey, I saw this guy, I met this guy, he has a great product, I'd love to introduce you or send him your way, he would take my meeting and it would be fine. But not someone he didn't know and not someone he wanted to see an email from.
Hey, any other questions?
I want to show you one more thing. One of the things we started in Springfield was, I'm back at the beginning, aren't I? We started a no texting and drive car giveaway where we bought a car and we partnered with local hospitals and Missouri State Highway Patrol and other local companies to give a car to a local high school student who pledged to not text and drive. And we used this car to go to high schools in the area. We went to 35 high schools, had 3,000 kids pledged to not text and drive. And this is Sarah. She won the car. She's from Ozark, Missouri, and we gave that to her. And our plan as we grow into other markets is to take this program with us, and in every market, buy a car from a dealer, local dealer, and give it away to a student who pledges to not text and drive. So I just wanted to show you, this is another thing that we do as an outreach program to local high schools and to local kids. I appreciate your time and your questions. I have cards, I have some pins and some other things, and business plans if you're interested to look at them, or any other questions you have. Oh, you usually ask a question. Go ahead. I know that.
Well, we've got a lot of questions, and they're all appreciated. But we always have a question for our presenter, and it's very simple. What can we as a community do for you to help you make your business a success?
So the three things that I talked about mostly today were dealer introductions. If you know of any dealers and are happy to tell them about me, that would be great. The other things are employees. The easiest, the best way to find sales, marketing employees in the area. I'd love to know that information and possible investors to meet and talk about our program so we can hire some people in the state. So those are the sort of the three things that I'm meeting right now at this moment.
Great. Everybody give Nick a hand.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that concludes our presentation. We do have one announcement, just one, right? So April 15th, we have the 2 Days to Start event. Is that hosted here or is it going to be at Los? It's going to be here this time. Okay. So you can visit venturecenter.co to find more information about that event. It's a great event. I think the early bird registration tickets are $50.
Good through the 15th of March.
Good through the 15th of March. So you got a few days. So that's it. We'll see everybody next week. Thanks for coming out.